is not going to ever stand in America. And this traitor here, who bowed down in the mosque last week, Anthony Hudson. The American crusade has begun!
We got no room for cowards. We got no room for traitors. We got no room for cowards. We got no room for traitors. This is America first. This is America only.
You're worse. You're worse than the Islamic bastards, white men who turn against their own.
Hey, piece of shit. You might want to repent, buddy.
Anthony Hudson, you're a weak, spineless coward.
Weak and spineless.
Cuckold.
How is it even possible for this guy to do such a thing like this? How can Jake Lang get off of this kind of stuff? A Jewish white man is allowed to do all of this stuff. You tell me. I'm asking for the people. How is he allowed to get away with all this stuff?
Anti-ICE protesters clashed with a prominent right-wing activist here in Minneapolis on Saturday, less than 2 weeks after a surge of federal agents deployed to the city as part of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown.
Exactly 80 million Trump supporters voted for our president and for the agenda to sweep our nation of these migrants.
Jake Lang, who spent 4 years in prison for his role in the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th before being pardoned by President Trump.
Team. Now, Dearborn police making several arrests after a large protest that were sparked by the arrival of anti-Islam activist Jake Lang. Fox 2 Detroit's Robin Murdoch joining us live in Dearborn with much more on what happened. And I'll say, Robin, that video is definitely unbelievable.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty quiet out here now. Very different scene than what it was like, Josh, in that video just a couple of hours ago when there were hundreds and hundreds of demonstrators that descended on Dearborn as part of this event that happened out here last night, the city council meeting. There were several arrests. Police, they are expected to release numbers a little bit later on today, specific numbers about how many people were taken into custody. All of this, though, happening because of right-wing activist Jake Lang coming to town as part of his Christian crusade. Now, as you know, Lang served 4 years in prison and was pardoned by the president following his involvement in the January 6th insurrection. Now, police from several agencies, some wearing riot gear, could be seen outside of the Centennial Library ahead of that city council meeting last night. There was yelling between Lang's supporters and some counter protesters that were out here, both sides very passionate about their beliefs. You could also see pushing and shoving at times. Demonstrators at one point, they even knocked down barricades, all of that leading up to the city council meeting. I want you to take a listen now to what Jake Lang and the Dearborn mayor had to say last night.
Tell me that white Christians are not being invaded. How can you lie to our faces with your takia? This is an invasion on all fronts. Our people are being pushed out of the workplace. We're being pushed out of city councils. That smug face of the Taqiyya Muslims needs to be wiped off these people's faces.
They are attacking the idea that all of us can belong to America at the same time. There are people outside tonight whose idea of America is much smaller than ours. An America where belonging comes with conditions, where your name matters, where your ancestry matters, where the direction in which you pray somehow determines whether you are sufficiently American. I reject that vision for our country, because what matters is not the articles of your faith. What matters is the content of your character.
Now, that was the Dearborn mayor speaking right after Lang spoke to the city council last night. He started ripping up the Quran and then was escorted out of the meeting by police. Police do tell us that there were no significant injuries last night, so that is a good thing. We are live here in Dearborn. I'm Robin Murdoch, Fox 2 News.
And Robin, I wanted to ask you, because off the top there, you were talking about the arrests that were made later on today. We should get kind of more specifics. Do we know when we're going to get that, but also if they're going to release photos, tell us where these folks are from, any of that?
Yeah, I did talk with the lieutenant with the Dearborn Police Department actually just a few minutes before I began talking to you right now, and he did mention that he is hoping within the next couple of hours to get those numbers together, and he does hope to have a complete breakdown of exactly where the people were from who were arrested. So just a couple of hours, we should have some clarity as to how many people were taken into custody and where they did come from. But it was a very long night for investigators out here, so they're still just trying to get everything together.
Now.
People are getting involved. Tell them that Muslims and Christians.
Yeah, Glenda, so we were out here because Jake Lang moved to the front. He has gone inside now, but still plenty of crowds here. You can see all the people. We're going to try to make our way through to show where the thing is. The police are over here in riot gear, kind of pretty much blocking off the front entrance of the building. We've heard that it is at capacity inside. It's probably really hard to see right now, but we are in a big crowd of people here who have all come out here for the event here. And again, we saw riot police come out of the building here, moving everybody back. We saw Jake Lang yelling on the megaphone out there in the front. We still have some other folks with speakers, with megaphones here, talking to the crowd. It is very chaotic here outside the front of the library here in Dearborn, near the City Hall. They moved the meeting here to accommodate more people. But we know, again, that they have reached capacity inside. I know Megan Lee, I believe, is inside as well. Jake Lang has now left the front. He has gone inside. So I'll toss to Megan to see what it's like inside the library here in Dearborn.
Yeah, Brett, into the meeting room, and I'm going to step out of the way so you can see what's going on here. You can see Jake Lang right over here with a few other people. It is a packed house. This is a packed where the meeting is. They are actually at capacity. We were at the back door and they wouldn't let us in, and then they did say we could come in because we were media, but they're not letting anybody else inside of this meeting. Again, this is a city council meeting and there are some tense situations outside, but right now it's pretty quiet in here. That meeting was supposed to start at 7. It's just getting started now. I think everybody's trying to, gather themselves and figure out what to do next. There's police all over this building monitoring the situation. Again, Jake Lang just came inside and this meeting is expected to start shortly. A lot of cameras inside of here trying to see what's going to happen next, but this meeting is about to start, so I'm going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Megan, I know that your signal's a little bit shaky in there. We appreciate you being inside. It's difficult to understand what the purpose of Jake Lang being in that meeting is. Have you heard anything of why he's in there?
No, I have not. He actually had a police escort, and he was writing down on some paper. He's been yelling to some people here as well, like Lieutenant, Master, but there's really no word why he's in here. We don't know if he's going to be speaking during public comment or anything like that. Again, he's an anti-Muslim influencer, and he was outside where all of those rioters and where those tense situations were unfolding with the protesters, but it's unclear what he will be doing inside of this Dearborn City Council meeting.